Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today we're going to be going into episode 7 of the weekly Loot Cave series, the series where I go over the most efficient farms for some of the most notable drops every week in the first Descendant. So be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to try to keep this video short and sweet this week, so before we get into it guys, please just remember, subscribe only if you feel that I have earned it. If not, give me some feedback in the comments below and tell me what I can do better. And don't forget to throw a like if it helped you in any way. Also, don't forget, I'm live on Twitch 6 days a week, so come, stop by, say hello. I'd love to see you guys there. I am enjoying chatting and gaming with all of you guys. Without further ado, let's hop right into the farms. First things first, we're going to start it off with the memory available from the Muskeg Swamp in the Echo Swamp this week. The mission is going to be the Tree of Truth. Now, as far as the mission, we had this one last week for a Freyna farm. It's decent. It's not the best. You're going to want to activate all the pylons and just go around in a rotation, kill all the mobs you can as fast as you can. And then as soon as the pylons have been deactivated, go ahead and abort the mission, and then you will move on. Now, as far as roles, me personally, I'm going to be going for MP recovery and defense, as well as gold drop rate and MP recovery. Those are the two I think that everybody should have, and it's just as simple as. Next up, segueing over to the processor, available from the Moongrave Basin this week in the White Knight Gulch. This is going to be one of my favorite missions, the water cooling recording device mission. One of the OG farms, obviously, it's a really, really good mission. You go there, activate the node, make sure a couple mobs step on it so you don't have to worry about it going up, the progress bar reaching completion, and then you get 4 minutes of free reign to farm as many mobs as you would like. Now, as far as the roles on this one, I'm going to be going for max shield or equipment drop rate, as well as item acquisition distance and equipment drop rate. Those are what I believe everybody should have. Once again, just really good roles all around. And then let's hop into the reactors for the week, guys. So first one is going to be my favorite Descendant, Lepic. You can also get one for Esiemo this week here. This is going to be more for Lepic's cooldown nade spam build that I like. I have a video on if you guys want to check it out. This is going to be the Fire Tech Special rounds available from the Ironworks in Sterile Land this week. It's going to be the Weapon Processing Facility Extermination mission. Not a great mission, but an extermination mission nonetheless. So a solid mission to get a few of the ultimate reactors at a time. For this one, I'm going to be going for the Secret Garden specifically, mixed with the cooldown, range, or crit damage. Any combination of those three will do just fine. And then let's jump into the next reactor available for Viessa this week, more of her bossing reactor, I would say. It's going to be a Chill, Tech, and Impact rounds reactor available from the Vermilion Wastes in the Agna Desert this week. This is going to be one of the Georgie W farms. This is the Vulgus Outpost Valby farm. So really, really good. Obviously, you start it. This one's going to be more of one that you have to reduce your range a little bit and your damage so you aren't instantly killing the boss. But as you can see in the background footage, not hard to do at all. I was actually rarely killing the boss as long as I was solo on this mission this week. But as far as rolls, I'm going to be going for Blue Beetle for Viessa, and then crit hit damage and Colossus damage, or cooldown and duration. Those are ones that I believe are just going to be really, really solid for Viessa when she is bossing with her tech ability, her fourth ability. And then let's hop into the next reactor available. This is going to be for Bunny. This is an electric and general and singular reactor available from the Aurora Forest from Fortress this week. Now, this is going to be the Snowy Heights supply mission. Not a good mission at all, honestly. But if you want a Bunny electric general rounds singular reactor this week, this is going to be the only one to do. As far as mission tips, you're going to want to abort it right when it hits about 3 minutes remaining on the mission timer. Mainly because the mobs start slowing down and they're pretty, honestly, there's just pretty much none. As far as rolls, I'm going to be going for the Thunder Cage, and in the rolls themselves, it's going to be skill cost, electric boost, and singular boost. And then let's jump into the Gley, Valby, Jayber one this week. This is going to be for a non-attribute general rounds and dimension reactor available from the Abandoned Zone in the Echo Swamp. Another Georgie W farm. This farm is incredible. Everybody knows about this farm. It's another one of those farms that gets you a ton of materials, gold, all that stuff. So just another awesome farm this week because it's giving us Gley, Valby, and Jayber's reactor. This is going to be the one that I'm going to be going for is going to be the Python or Thunder Cage equip with the cooldown and Colossus damage for Gley, as well as for Jayber, I'm going to be doing duration and range. And then for Valby, I've got duration and cooldown that I want to get. All the roles that I would be going for right there for all three of those guys. And then jumping into Freyna's, we're going to hop into Freyna's reactor next. This is going to be a toxic general rounds and tech reactor. This one is available from the repository this week in the Sterile Lands. The Vulgus Outpost Valby farm. So this is going to be another Georgie W farm. However, with this one, you don't have to worry about reducing your range or anything like that. You can just go in circles as much as you want because the boss will never die as long as you are using your cleanup ability or third ability on Valby. And then for Freyna, I usually want to go for cooldown and duration with a Fallen Hope mounted. This is going to be pretty good for mobbing builds with Freyna. I'm guessing once she does come out, I do know that she doesn't come out now for a little while. Obviously, it's, I believe, October 10th. They did, make it a little bit closer, but nonetheless, a good pre-farm if you don't have a Fallen Hope Toxic General Tech Grounds reactor for Freyna. And let's segue over to Sharon's reactor available this week. It is the Electric Special and Fusion reactor. The mission location is the converter facility inside of the fortress. Now, the mission is going to be the Vulgus Outpost Valby farm. Another Georgie W farm. We have a lot of Valby farms this week. Really, really good farms as far as trying to get equipment to drop because they are just never-ending mob spawns. So once again, throw on. This one's going to require you to throw on less range. So don't throw on any range. You're going to want to go in circles and not kill the boss once again. But as far as rolls goes, I'm going to be going for the Greg's Reverse Fate, and then that's the mounted, and then we'll go for crit hit chance and crit hit damage. On Sharen, this is a really, really good one for her build, especially the build video that I put out, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it already on my channel. And then we are going to jump into Blair. So for Blair this week, we obviously Fire General and Dimension. Now, the classified area is where it's located in the Sterile Land. This is the Large Nuclear Reactor Composite mission. Now, not the best mission. It was one of the best missions when the game first came out. I remember everybody was talking about this mission. It's pretty solid. You get a lot of ultimate reactors, and you get it done in around 3 minutes. So definitely not the best, but not the worst. It's a very, very mid-tier mission. The biggest issue is that it forces you to basically wait for mobs to spawn while you're sitting in the circle, but nonetheless, they do spawn. You do get a good amount of drops. As far as rolls, I'm going to be going for Enduring Legacy, crit damage, Colossus damage, maybe crit damage duration, and then cooldown duration, some kind of combination of those three guys. And then we will jump into the final reactor dropping this week. This is going to be for Enzo and Yujin. This is the non-attribute general rounds and singular reactor dropping from the forward base in Hagios. The broadband fleet beacon composite mission is the mission of choice here. Now, it's a decent mission just because the sheer amount of mobs that spawn, you're mixing in extermination with a bomb mission with a barrier deactivation. You're also getting some of the anode particle ions that you need for ultimate Ajax and the Peacemaker impact weapon. So definitely not a bad farm this week as you get kind of kill two birds with one stone. And Yujin's proliferating allergy build is extremely fun. So I'm looking forward to getting one this week. For Yujin, it's probably going to be a Thunder Cage or Python mounted with cooldown and range. And then for Enzo, always got to go for duration and cooldown with the Enduring Legacy mounted. That's just the only way to go in my opinion. It's not really like you have to match your attribute type with Enzo because obviously you're really just doing this for support if you're doing the Enduring Legacy, but you'll inch out a little bit more damage with your ultimate ability on Enzo if you do this, so not too shabby. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much been the video, the weekly Loot Cave this week. This is going to be episode 7. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have a great farm week. This is the one where season 1 is 2 days out, so definitely some good farms to get started with before we get into season 1, and maybe we'll get some good drops and we'll have some fun. But I hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys have a good week. And yeah, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Goodbye.